How you guys doing? Randy Richard in the shop. Let's see, this is follow-up number 2, or the third video on about balancing, static balancing the grinding wheels for the surface grinder. I did come up with a method to not drill the grinding wheels, and I'm going to show you that method. And I end up grinding my angle plates, the cast iron angle plates that Chris Anderson cast up. I get those done, and I show you the afterwards with the grinding wheel, how it's still in balance and how well this method worked. Anyway, short video, so stick with me and see the method I came up with. Thanks a lot. All right, this is the black wheel from the original video there about balancing. The little nick in the wheel is right here, actually. That little nick. And I got it fixed on the arbor. Now there was one spot was this mark is the same mark, and this was the high spot, or the heavy spot, as we were testing this wheel out. And there's a few thousandths. There was a few thousandths of play in the hub. Not much. So what I did is when I tightened it up on the hub, I set it all the way in the opposite direction, tight on this side where the mark is, so I could get the heaviest as close as possible to the hub. And it was still unbalanced, okay? And all I've done now with it was I've taken it over to the grinder, I mounted it on the grinder, and I trued it. Dressed it. And then what I've made is this is 10,000 brass shim stock, and I put some solder on them right here, as you can see here. Now I did not measure how much I put on them. These two are close to being about the same. This one's quite a bit thicker, a little heavier. And I put an 1.25 inch hole, tight 1.25 inch hole, and I'm able to slip it onto the outside of the hub, and it's pretty snug. So I can adjust them as counterweights, right? I could slide them around and play with different ones. I made only 3, and it took a lot of weight just to get this wheel. It would always come to that mark on the bottom. It took quite a bit of weight. I couldn't do it with one heavy one or a light one, and I ended up with a heavy and a light one. Just to get it to move to a different position, it was so much out. And sitting here playing with it and adjusting, I think I'm pretty well balanced now, and I didn't drill any holes. What I'm going to do now that I feel I'm pretty balanced, I'm going to loosen the hub, maintain its position in the hub where it's off to the one side because of my mark, and I'm going to put my 2 weights underneath and clamp them in between the nut and the wheel, between the hub. This part here is the same size as the hub. Mark everything and index it, and take the hub apart and throw those weights underneath the hub. We have these affixed underneath the hub, and all of our marks are back in alignment and registered. And we're going to see how this goes. Right there's our mark, and about 330. Now I'm going to loosen that, and I'm going to do a little bit of an adjustment. Well, I've gone around, and I took out the heavy one, and I put in the 2 lighter ones, and round and round, and adjustment, and I think we have a pretty good balanced wheel. I can set it anywhere, and it won't roll off or anything. and it's pretty good. So I think we're gonna go with this. This took me a while. You know, a little adjustment. You know, roll it. Little adjustment. Roll it. Test it, and it stops in several different spots. And like I say, you can put it in one spot and give it a little bit of movement, and it will stay there. It doesn't roll off. So I think we're pretty good. So we're gonna put it back on the grinder, give it a dress, and use it. I removed the wheel after using it to grind 4 angle plates. And let's see here. See if that tiny. Let's see, it's right there. Yeah. There was our mark from before. I don't know if you can tell, but here's that tiny little chip still in the wheel. It's the same wheel, right? And it's still in balance. Not imbalanced. It's still balanced. Went through several wheel dressings during the process of grinding the angle plates. I am very happy with this method right here, making these balancing weight. I'd say washers. I'm going to make some more of those. I'm going to get a scale out. I have a digital postage scale, and I think I can weigh those and maybe make some that are different weights and mark them. I like this idea. I just wanted to show you that this is still in balance after several hours worth of work. Now I'll leave this wheel on the arbor until it's done, until the wheel's done. I don't plan on taking it off or the weights off, so I'll have to make some more weights. With the hole drilling method, another method is to drill holes on the light side, not remove material from the heavy side, but drill and remove some material on the light side of the wheel. Fill the holes with lead. You could fill those with like solder, and then what you do is you drill out some of the solder, and you make several holes, fill them, and then remove some of the solder or lead. So that's another method. So you can either drill. A lot of people, like I said, they drill on the heavy side to remove material to balance it, but you could also do it on the light side and fill, and then readjust those holes with the soft material you've put into them. So anyway, something to think about. My washers work. Thanks, you guys, and thanks for watching.